Hello, welcome to another day of my mixed media project challenge fun-scapade, as I called it in my last video. So just 13 days of artistic play in May with me. I'm Lee. Okay, we're up to the 15th of May, thereabouts, and which is project number 7. Excuse me. And it is mark making or intuitive scripting. So we all know what mark making is. Some of you may not know what intuitive scripting is. Also known as asemic writing, just depends who you ask about it. So I thought I'd combine the two of them together, and I went through some of my stuff and I found some book pages that I'd put paint on, dots and different marks all over them. So I thought maybe put some of that in the background. Actually, those ones have got stamps on them. And also have some jelly printed stuff by the look of it. A bit more of that. Got a bit of that. And a little bit of a gel print that I cut up. A little bit more of the same one. I don't know whether I'll use any of that or not. Might use it all, might use none of it. That's got the drawing paper on top. It's been gessoed, so it's ready to go with a whole heap of stuff. So I'm going to use matte medium, which I have here, gel matte medium, and I'm going to glue down some of these pieces. Then I'll, as I usually do, put some gesso on it and then do some intuitive writing on the top. Maybe I can do some underneath the whole thing before I even start. So that's actually does say something, but if I was doing intuitive handwriting or asemic writing, I'm just doing stuff that maybe looks like writing. Do it small, you can do it big. Doesn't say anything, just looks nice. I like the style that Robin McClendon does, where she does a lot of vertical stuff, this sort of thing, which I really like. She also does this stuff where she goes like these big loops like that. Sometimes when I try and read my own handwriting, it probably looks a bit like this. So okay, that'll do. That's just to get me started. All right, I'm going to start gluing. So I'm going to spread these out a little bit so that there's more of a chance of some parts of them being seen at the end. And just notice how much that that is smearing there, which is strange, because it's not meant to do that. It's supposed to be waterproof. Never mind. I find this silicone spatula really handy for gluing using with matte medium, especially when it's in a jar, a big jar like this, which can be quite annoying at times if you're trying to get a brush in and out of it, especially when it gets right down to the bottom. But this works really well. You get a good coating. I'm going to apply some paint in different places instead of gesso, I thought. This colour is called Pale Lemon Yellow. This one is sand. This one is Australian Sienna. It's a bit brighter. It's transparent. little bit of gesso. Going to dry that off. Going to add more of the white gesso because I just want some of these areas to be not so bright. I mean, the gesso is translucent to a certain extent, so you are going to still see the colours through it, but I don't want so much vibrance there. So I like that, and I love that bit there. This is just a little bit too dark. I don't want to cover all of that blue up. I just want to leave a bit of it showing. Down here, I think just needs a little bit of the white. So I'm just going to play around with this and knock back the background where I think it needs to be done. Dry it off again now. I cut some random shapes out of one of those book pages, and I'm just going to glue some of them down in some different places. I'm not really sure where. I like that. Just wanted some different marks on there. I've got a little bit more of that page. Might pop another piece in there. So I'm going to use the matte gel medium to do that. I'm going to dry that. Got some black paint. I'm going to do some areas of black on here because I'm going to put some gold writing on it, gold ecemic writing. So I just want to black out a couple of areas so the gold will stand out on it. Unfortunately, you have to cover up some of the good stuff when you're doing this sort of thing. It's just part of the procedure, the process. Okay, so how much of this do I want to put on there? I might go over here a little bit. I want a shape that travels from one side to the other. And just a little bit up here, I think. I'm not going to join those two bits together. I just want them to be a little bit separated. Okay, so that's enough with that brush. What I'd like to do is just go around the outside of those circles, or shapes I should say. So I'm going to go inside these with this lemony yellow colour. I'm not trying to fill it in completely and cover it all over. I just want the colour to be in there. Oops. That's what happens when you put your finger in the wet black. I don't like the way that looks, so I'm going to wipe that away. Go over it again. Try and stay out of the black this time. Okay. Now that I've gone around the outside of those shapes with the black, I feel like that's a bit too thick, that line, so I'm going to go back over it with some gesso just to knock it back a little bit. I should dry it first, otherwise I'm going to end up with a mess. Oh, and I just tried to do that with the matte gel medium instead of the gesso. I'm going to dry this black and then do what I was meant to do with the white gesso. Oh, I think that is dry enough. I want it to have a smudgy blurriness about it. Okay, so I've got my gold paint pen. I'm hoping this is going to write properly for me. Has a tendency to put out a big blob of paint, so I'll do it. Just put my elbow in the paint. How about I dry that first? I think that's dry enough for me to be able to rest my arm there without putting it in paint. So I'm going to do that stuff that I showed you that I've seen Robin McClendon do. So just going to put a little bit up there. Then I'm going to do some here as well. So I'm happy for it to come outside of the black as well. Looks a bit like shorthand. I think that's enough of that gold. I quite like the way that looks. What else? I wonder if some black in these circles, circly things would look nice. I'll do one and see what I think of it. It's not too bad. I don't think I put it in every one of them though. I sort of want to put something in that, some of that style, so I'm going to do that. I hope I'm not accidentally writing anything offensive in a foreign language by putting those in there. I'm so tempted to do it in that. This one maybe. I wonder if it would be like, what it'd be like if I went around one of those circles. Is it going to be too much? I want to try this one, get it away from the other stuff. Get some ink in that. Just going to move the book around. Yeah, I like that. I think that looks really nice. How has it affected the overall composition? I'm feeling like this needs some darker colour in there, and I feel like I want to use that or I want to use that. So I think I'll go with that purple, the yellow pink. to get another tube of this. This is one of my favourite colours. I hadn't used it for quite a while. Yeah, I'm really happy to be using it again. Okay, so for balance I think I need to go up here. Some little bits here and there around the edge of the page. It's an opaque colour, this one, so it really covers quite well. And it's only a cheap brand of paint. It's Montmartre. And yeah, it's really cheap. Probably about $4 or $5 for the tube. Although I have had this one for a long time. Might have gone up. Everything's gone up. Okay, how's that looking? So I'm liking the way it's looking at the moment. Do I want to put some gold dots anywhere? I'm trying to visualise them before I do them. I think black ones would be better, to be perfectly honest, even though there's a lot of black on this already. But just maybe just a couple of little gatherings of black dots in a couple of different places. Some gold dots, I've decided, because after all this is about mark making, this particular one. I love that with the black writing around the edge of it. Just absolutely love that. Love the way that turned out. I feel like I want to do it around one of the other ones as well. I'm just try to restrain myself. Okay. Do I want to go around that with the crayon? I don't know that it needs it. Maybe just in a couple of places. And it is just sitting here on the desk. Oh, I just found this really neat brush. This would have been great for doing that dipped in ink, but I didn't think of it. Never mind. So maybe if I do the corners. And then I'll see what I think of it. Whether I want to go any further with the crayon. Yeah, I think I do want to take that across the bottom. I'll go down the side carefully. Just there. Now what I'm going to do, which I don't always do with that, is because it's a water soluble crayon, is I'm going to give it a bit of a water, wet it and activate it. You'll be able to see what it does. It's a bit like a Stabilo, the effect you get. Oopsie. That's not what I wanted to do. Slow down, Lee. Doesn't matter about that top bit there. Well, I'm going to leave that as it is, I think. Are we happy with the black? Does it need just some little bits of gesso rubbed in there? I think I'm going to leave it. If I was going to do anything else, I'd do that writing around the edge of this circle. Maybe I can just do a little bit of it. It sort of looks a bit like a planet with vapor coming off it. Okay, my pen's not going to work probably now. Go around to the halfway point. Yeah. What do you think? I love it. Really happy with it. Okay. So that is mark making and intuitive scripting or asemic writing. So we can tick that one off, and the next one is, where did I put my papers? I don't know what I've done with it. Buried it. Hopeless. Oh, here it is. Here it is. It is What a Load of Nonsense. That should be easy to fill a couple of pages. Alright, let me know if you have a go at this, how it turns out, and I'll see you for the next video. And in the meantime, happy crafting, happy creating, happy painting. Just have fun, and I'll see you in the next one. Hugs and cheers from Australia. Hooroo!